You need a tow? I got a tow for you. The only question I got is, how many do you want? And how much are you going to pay? You want an eye? Shoot, I'll give you an eye. Hang on a second. Aye. Aye, Captain. Welcome to the channel. For what it's worth, thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about part 2. It's The Long Walk. I already showed you all, y'all, a video from the unsigned trade edition, and it was just too sweet, splendid. I love it. It's right here on the shelf. And this was the unsigned trade edition. It came with a nice, beautiful Brodart dust jacket, sprayed page top edge stain, and all that stuff. Just phenomenal, excellent, beautiful. All the nice words apply here. Great stuff. That one cost 95 bucks. Big ones from Centipede Press, plus shipping, whatever that was. I don't recall. I don't know what you paid for shipping. Anyway, I also ordered the signed, slipcased, limited, numbered edition, numbered to 500 copies. I ordered it first. They sent those second. Anyway, my ship has come in. This mother went from wherever, Lakewood, Colorado, went to Jacksonville, Florida, then Opelika, Florida. Where is Opelika, Florida even at? Then to Fort Myers, Florida, then back up to Tampa, Florida, then finally to Mikasa in Brooksville, Florida. I know what you're saying. Where's Brooksville even at? Well, all I'm going to say is, your English sounds as bad as my English, and that's not saying much. Welcome, glad to have you. Anyway, it's here. I'm stoked, tickled, plumb excited, as Granny used to say, but let me get this mother open and see what it looks like. I'm excited, man. I wanted the signed edition. This one costed, the price for this one from Centipede Press was 260 smackaroos, and the price on eBay for this one is a whole lot more. People are wanting to get this book, and I understand why. It is one of the greatest publishers on God's green earth. It is one of the most popular authors on God's green earth. Richard Bachman, I don't know, I never heard of him. Stephen King, it kind of has fans, you know, and they come together and boom, they released 2 editions, an unsigned edition as well as a signed slipcased edition. As far as I know, they are just about the same. The only differences that I'm familiar with are the presence of a limitation page signed by some people not named Stephen King or Richard Bachman, and a slipcase which appears to be as beautiful as the other slipcases from Centipede Press that I've got my grubby mitts on. Anyway, I did all the work. I got the box opened up. Now I just gotta pop them bubbles. Anyway, I paid a lot of money for a bag of bubbles. In that bag of bubbles should be a book that I wanted. And that's what we're here to see. So let's open this thing up, get the stuff, get the goods out. I don't want to drop anything, but let's get the goods out, set this to the side, and it looks like I got extra stuff in here with my stuff. So when I got it out, when I took it out, here's what it comes in the stack. And I got one of these from Burn Witch Burn. This was the little cover that they had attached to the front cover of the book. And it looks neat on the book, but it's neat to have these extras. I got one with my other edition, and now I've got 2. Additionally, I don't know what to make of this. I'm not that smart, and I never claimed to be, but I'm probably dumb in this case. One of y'all, a bunch of y'all, you people probably look at this and you tell me exactly what it is. Please, that's a request. I don't know. It looks awesome. It looks, as they say where I come from, flippin' phenomenal. I'm glad to have it. I wish one of you folks would explain it to me. I like it. I got it. Now I just got to figure out what it is before I can really brag and be showing it off, saying, look what I got, and such as that. Now, to the matter at hand is our sealed slipcase. You can see the slipcase book for The Long Walk. And inside, it looks like there's something tucked in there. I got an idea what it is. The reason I got an idea what it is because somebody already explained it to me. But I'm going to open her up and show her to you and let the pictures, the video scope, do the splaining. Now, this thing is wrapped in plastic, and a lot of you folks out there that buy your books, you get excited about sealed, and I don't blame you. Sealed in plastic. I don't blame you. When I'm buying something, if it's sealed, as long as it's not too old, that kind of tells me, for one, nobody's had their grubby mitts on it. It's almost like I'm getting it new. The thing is, once I got it, I want to get my grubby mitts on it. So one of the very first things I do is take this plastic off. And here's another thing. I've got a sharp instrument. I try to keep it sharp. One of the things that worries folks is taking a very sharp instrument and getting it this close to their expensive collectible object, the thing that they're excited about and passionate about, and they really tense up and they're worried and they're anxious. And I don't know why. Because I've got a foolproof method for doing such things. The trick is you cut the plastic. Don't cut the book. Don't cut the slipcase. Don't cut the dust jacket. Just cut the plastic. It's easy. I don't know why everybody just doesn't do that. Anyway, let me get this plastic off. Set that aside. Here's something interesting. Maybe you don't know. Probably you don't care. But I just set that Leatherman down on the shelf. It lives in my pocket. Clips in there. I use that tool very often for a lot of things. Probably tomorrow I'm going to reach for it and it won't be there. And I'll say, dadgummit, I left that stupid thing on the shelf. Little inside information for you. Like I said, sure you don't care. Anyway, it makes me laugh. Here it is. Be beautiful. And if you weren't already familiar, the dust jacket on this edition is wrapped in a clear Mylar protector. It seems to be, that's what Centipede Press does when they sell slipcase books. Now, I'm not the expert, but when I've gotten slipcase books from Centipede Press, the dust jackets were already in Mylar. The trade edition came that way too, and I think it has something to do with the fact that this limited edition is in a slipcase, so they just had all the dust jackets wrapped in Mylar. That's my theory. Doesn't mean it's right, just mine. But this slipcase is sweet. I'm excited, and I think I would have paid a lot of money for a slipcase this nice. I'd have paid a lot of money for a slipcase half this nice. So in my way of thinking, man, I've come out ahead. Just look at it's a cloth-bound slipcase, high quality. There's a good close-up or a bad close-up of how the top and the bottom are mated. But it's very, very nice. There's our design. It's painted on in some way. There's probably a better description for what that is. But it's affixed with some sweet stuff. I know a lot of folks like to display their books with the spine of the book in and the spine of the slipcase out. And if that's the way you like it, Jared at Centipede Press has hooked you up. It does have a beautiful spine. It is tempting. But here's how I like to display my books. I want to see the book if I can. And I love slipcases, but I also like to see the book. So let's pull this out. Look inside. Check it out. That's what it looks like. Cardboard slipcase wrapped in cloth. Very nice. Quality slipcase. I'm glad to have it. I'm going to set this book down for a second because there's something else in here with it. And I'll kind of compare the two editions of the book here in just a minute. This came with it. Centipede Press. It's got the Jim and Ruth Keegan artwork on the front of it. It's a stapled, bound, sort of like a pamphlet. And here's the back of it. There you go. More artwork on the back. So it looks nice. Let's see what it is. The Long Walk, Stephen King. It's that time of year again. It's almost like a bit of an ad for the event itself. I don't want to miss anything, but it kind of tells. This is also where he introduces us to the first of his many memorable authoritarian villains. So it just tells us a little bit of the book itself, sort of an ad, a neat, very neat edition. Look at here. Look at here, some photos or some images of earlier book covers. Just nice. A nice little addition to the book. Just a little something extra. Thank you for purchasing our books. All of our books are carefully crafted from the finest materials. If cared for, should last several lifetimes and will appreciate in value. And on. But it comes from Centipede Press. No disrespect, on and on. But people just don't tune in to see me read. Why do they tune in? I don't know. You'll have to ask them behind you over there. Anyway, excellent little addition. And here's our book. This is the signed and numbered edition. At a glance, it looks the same. The dust jacket looks the same. The dust jacket protector looks the same. The top edge stain looks the same. The built-in ribbon page marker looks the same. In fact, if I'm not careful, I'm going to get these things confused. So very similar sitting here in my hand. Let's open this joker up. First of all, with a Centipede Press numbered edition, the first thing, go to the back of the book. Rule number 1, go to the back of the book first. So I just invented that. I usually don't actually follow it. I do other things first, but I want to see my signature page because I want to see what number I got, and I want to see what makes this book different from the other one. That trade edition, the unsigned trade edition, is limited to 1,400 copies, and for some of you, that would be 1,400. This one, this signed limited slipcase, signed numbered slipcase edition, is limited to 500 copies, and mine is number I2I, or 121, I guess. Depends on how you look at it. But I may have just shown you all the differences between the editions. And if you're the one who wants to have the best or the most complete or most sought after version, then the numbered edition might be for you. But it is $165 additional dollars. If you're one that just says, good enough is good enough, and I don't necessarily need a signature page with artists and contributor signatures, and I don't really need a slipcase as nice as it is, you may be very, very happy getting you a copy of that unsigned trade edition, limited to 1,400 copies and lots of nice features and a very beautiful edition. But it's a nice slipcase, and that's there you go. Let me open this thing up. I'll take this dust jacket off, and I'll show you a few things about it that you may have already known and you may have already seen. Let me stretch out the outside of the dust jacket. And if you pay attention on the window of the diner, you see it's who owns the diner? Who owns this diner, by the way? It's King's Diner. And that's a neat little touch, sort of subtle. But if you look at the back of the dust jacket, it just has the artwork. The spine doesn't have the title, the publisher, the author. It doesn't have that. So maybe you want to turn this dust jacket around and display it that way. Let me tell you one thing about it, though. You need to be careful, and you need to consider the plastic. It's got just the slightest amount of adhesive that holds the plastic or the mylar to the dust jacket. You got to be extremely careful removing that. Don't damage the slipcase if you do so. So if you want to reverse it, be aware that adhesive may or may not, I don't know. I didn't want to tear it off, but it may or may not ruin the dust jacket. So just be careful with that, just in case. I don't know. You may be able to get it off nice and easy. I just don't know if I want to try it or not. Here is the book, Sans Dust Jacket. This book in the nude looks so doggone good. And you got your foil stamp design on it, a beautiful spine. This is a book that would look great on the shelf with no dust jacket, for those so inclined. But save the dust jacket. Dust jackets matter, especially many years down the road. Hang on to that thing if you display it without. Put it in a safe place. Centipede Press, excellent cloth-bound books. Just high-quality stuff. One of my very favorite publishers on the planet. I think I've already said that, but I'll say it again. The end paper artwork, and I already told you, I think, that the illustrations are from Jim and Ruth Keegan, but this book also has photographs by Patrick Lear. So we'll look through and we'll show you Namely, on the unsigned trade edition, Patrick Costin pointed out to me that I'd missed an illustration on the last video featuring Garrity and his mom, and there it is. So there's quite a few of these in here, and I passed over probably more than one. I passed over some of them, these illustrations, excellent little additions on the chapter dividers, and I didn't show that one, but I'll show you what we got here. Our frontispiece artwork, and man, it looks sweet. Centipede Press does such fine work. When they publish a book that you really want, you will be pleased with what Centipede Press does. I assure you. If not, I will be terribly surprised. I've never bought a Centipede Press book that I wasn't pleased with. Even the most affordably, economically priced, cheapest versions of their book that has the fewest features and all that kind of stuff, they all look great. They're all nice, quality books, but some may have fewer illustrations or things like that. They have a nice variety in pricing. You may have Centipede Press books, like this one was at $260, and then you may have some that are $50, $60, stuff like that. So quite a variety, and it's based on a lot of things. I'm no expert, but usually the more expensive books you'll see will feature more stuff, more additional stuff in them, where the more economically priced books may have fewer of those additional features. But either way, no matter what, no matter which price tier you choose, they make nice stuff. It is so good, and I'm a big fan of Centipede Press. I've got some publishers that I truly love. I won't start to say a lot. I've got some that I truly love, and that I could give you a lot of information about why I love them and what's so great about them, and maybe even what don't I like about them. But when it comes to Centipede Press, I really, truly don't have bad things to say. I'd have to make something up to say something bad about this publisher, about Jared, the proprietor and the maker of fine books. Really, nothing comes to mind. So there it is, just so much stuff throughout this book, so many additional features. Man, I was very pleased with the unsigned trade edition, and I'm even more pleased with this signed numbered edition. But anyway, for the additional features, it seems like I'm not going to be able to show all of these. I'm going to miss some. But for the additional features of a very nice slipcase, a limitation page, signatures of artist, photographer, and the writer of an original introduction, you pay an extra $165 from the publisher. Secondary market prices are sometimes strange. I've seen unsigned editions going for $300 plus. I've seen, I think a slipcase signed edition. I think one went for $900 on eBay. I don't know. One went pretty high, and there's some others that are up there pretty high as well. So it's a very popular edition. I hope you were able to get one at the more affordable retail price. But if not, I hope you're able to get one on the secondary market if you want it. And I hope you don't get your pants pulled down over the price. But if you do, either way, I've paid too much for books, and I've gotten great deals on books. We all win some, we all lose some. But at the end of the day, usually if it's a book that I really want, I'll end up with it eventually. It may just take time. It depends on what matters most. I like to try to get the books I really want in the condition I really want at a price that I choose. Sometimes I'll pass on books for years until I find that price. And then sometimes I'll get sick of searching and I'll just pay too much because I'm sick of waiting and I want to get that book. There's been a few like that where I paid maybe a little bit more than they're worth just because I've seen too many go by and I've missed too many opportunities. And it seems like the price just ain't getting any better. And so I'll bite the bullet, speaking of, and go ahead and get it in. But that's just me, and that's just what I do. You do you all the way. I don't got a problem with that. Anyway, I'm very excited about this, very happy. I couldn't complain a bit. It couldn't be better. Well, the only way it could be better is if Stephen King took a pen, signed his name to my book. And Stephen King, if you're watching, Name's Tim. How you doing? It's terrific, man. Anyway, that's all the lies I can think of. I've already showed you this, but I'll show it to you again. All the lies I can think of to tell. It is signed by Bev Vincent, Jim and Ruth Keegan, and Patrick Lear. And it is beautiful, and it is excellent. I'm glad that I was able to get one. Sometimes you just get lucky and you jump, and I'm able to jump in and get stuff up front, and I don't got to try to fight it for it on the secondary market. And sometimes I don't. This case, things worked out for me. I was there. I had the shot, and I took it. But I'm glad it came in. My ship came in. Thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry if you didn't like it. I hope you did. I can think of no more lies to tell. C'est la vie, baby. Doo-doo. If not, just tell them I don't know. I don't know.